Hello viewers, today we have a comparison between two but maybe not like box fans. The Robeson, recent video done on that, an unboxing video of this rare Robeson, and it's not hyper rare, but it's rare enough. There's a few of them out there on YouTube and videos, and you can find them on eBay in various condition. This one is pristine as documented it in that other video. Then there's the tried and true P223, which you can find anywhere and everywhere still to this day, which is just remarkable because at its time it was supposed to be your economy box fan, but they were just built so well, and even if they weren't taken care of, they're still around. Give them a little cleaning, a little oil now and again, and it's like a sewing machine. They'll just go. So the debate that continues is the Robeson a ripoff, a rebrand, or just licensed by Lakewood? I talked about it in other videos where Lakewood has been known to, I guess, private label or rebrand depending on what it is. You know, you get your Kmart's, your blue Kmart's, your JCPenney's, and there's others out there. But for this, there's no indication that's what they've done, because really all they've done in those other situations is either change the switch label, the color of the cage, or a cage cabinet, and called it a day. Where with the Robeson, if that is the case, they deviated. You know, the hub of the blade's different, the grill, the number of screws in the grill, I mean, it's so ridiculous actually, is different. The grill itself is slightly different. Of course, the badges. So it remains to be seen. The other thing I wanted to do is, I know for many of you out there, it's really important to see what the amps are, the watts, power factor. Frankly, I really don't care, but because I've seen it in so many other videos, we'll do something here for a comparison. I know many of you who do videos will use kilowatt meter or a one from Watts Up. The one that I have here, you see sitting on top of the Robeson, is from a company called Onset. It's essentially a plug load logger. It has the ability to record the data points. We're not going to do that. We don't really care. We just want real-time values, and on the screen you can get those in real time, much like those other devices. What's different about this is you can see on the right the cord. It plugs into the device itself, and then the other plugs into I have it plugged into a power strip, and then of course the fan's plugged into the left side. So we're gonna do some basic testing here. So let's start out on low with this, and I'm going to step in front of the camera. So for at 1.2 amps on low, and then the watts 93. And then let's see, power factor 0.63. All right. So let's see what that changes. We'll just jump right to high. .3 amps. 188 watts. Watt hours 2.5. Power power factor 0.67. As I break it. So you guys can tell me if that is any good or not when it comes to the electricity draw. And also you can fact check me if my device is functioning properly. It's been sitting in a box for a number of years. The backstory on that is I actually at one time in my life worked at that company as an employee, got my hands on one of these as we had just released these back in 2014, 2013, something like that. So this may even be a prototype device. So if something seems really off, call it out. All right, let's switch. To the 223. So let's do the same thing. Put it on low. Amps 1.2. Watts 95. Power factor 0.64, so it seems pretty comparable, right? Let's switch to high. Power factor 0.7. The amps are 2.3. Watt hours 4.8, and then watts 196, 197. So fairly comparable. I just like looking at that spin down. It's almost hypnotizing. Okay, so let's do one other test. Actually there's two other things I want to do. Let's take a look at that. Let's do side by side, starting with low. Fairly quiet low. So in my mind, when I was doing the unboxing, I commented that the Robeson has a bit louder low, and I can't even hear the Lakewood, and I can see the blades a little bit where this is definitely moving faster. I need an airflow tester. All right, let's just turn this off so we can just, yeah, listen to how quiet that is. So I think the Robeson has a stronger low, and it's all preference, right? You might like it quiet just for some moving some air. Maybe you don't like the sound of the fan when you go to sleep. These were notorious for being like this. All right, we're gonna jump to high. We don't really care about medium. Powerful high. Way louder. I could barely hear that. pointed out in the unboxing video that the grill in the back, it's a little almost warped at the bottom. That's why it just does a little lean. It's not going to fall over. Very interesting. So cosmetically, we already talked about the grill, the badge. This is white versus kind of like the tan, and yeah, this has some wear on it for sure. It was used. It wasn't abused, but it was used. I'm not the original owner here. In fact, I can see, looks like that's coming out. I haven't personally really used this much, and this much, but I've owned it for probably about 5 or 6 years, 7 years. Okay, we point out the screws. Now the back. For those of you who are not familiar, these have a very interesting grill. I want to say though, see, this is what I get confused. This motor looks identical. Has a little opening at the top, little opening at the top. These slots are opening, same style. I did examine the other day, and I think, it does have an oil port in the same position, same oil port. What I can't see is we know that these Lakewoods, over the shaft and the bearing have that built-in kind of cap. Can't totally see without removing the grill, so that's a little bit of a mystery. The electrical cord comes out the bottom. There's actually this I don't like, through the grommet, through the bottom. I don't know what that was about. It just seems like it's a potential failure point. Whereas we know this one is right here. The shape of the supports, similar, but not exactly the same. Obviously, these are a different color. They chose to do a darker color. So what do you think? A rebadge? Did Robeson go to Lakewood's parts bin and built their own? Or did they just take one of these and said, let's make our own, and they copied it? Don't know. What do you guys think? That's the big question. What do you guys think? What do you guys know? And we can get to the bottom of the mystery. And I think that'll be it for this video. Feel free to comment with your thoughts. We'd like to know your thoughts. Like this video, subscribe, and see you on the next one.